There is a switch that if you click, all of your bad habits are going to become extremely easy for you to quit. But this switch is really hidden. And right now, you don't know what is it and where it is. But because you clicked on this video, I'm actually going to show you where this switch is and how you can actually click it. Now, not that long ago, I was in the exact same position you are right now. I was struggling with all of these bad habits that I had. I was addicted to junk food. I was playing video games for the whole day. I had all of these addictions. I was struggling really heavy with stuff like NoFap. My social life was fucked. But if we zoom out the timeline, and if we go into the today, I have quit all of these bad habits. Some a couple of months ago, some of them even years ago. And I was able to do them because of this switch. But don't get me wrong, just getting to that point where you can actually click that switch will be really hard. I don't want to bullshit you, but I'm actually going to walk you through the steps, walk you through this switch and how you can actually click it so you can actually quit your bad habits. Not like all of these other people tell you these 5 ways to quit your addictions. No, I'm going to tell you right now, this is the only one that will work. Because this one is not the easiest one, but it's the only way to actually do it successfully. I think you're hooked. So let me show you the plan. Let me show you the map. In what point do you think you are the easiest to control in your weakest? When you feel the weakest, when you feel the most emotional. And all you have to understand that your bad habits are simply things that are controlling you. So if you want to actually quit these addictions, you need to become stronger, become less emotional. And all this switch is simply muting your emotions. Your emotions have more control over you than you have control over them. But you can regain this control back. You can regain this freedom back. And once you do, your bad habits will go as dominoes, one by one. Because finally, you're going to have control over them, instead of them having control over you. But this is really easy for me to say and to stand here after I've done it. But at that time, once I actually wanted to quit, I didn't know what I needed to do. I kind of, generally speaking, knew what would require for me to actually do this, but I never got to that point. So what we need to do is to simply prime your brain for doing something that is the exact opposite of these bad habits. When you think about these bad habits, you think they feel really good. You feel like they're really fun. You want to do them. You're kind of glued to them. But if you want to quit them, you need to start doing the exact opposite of them. You need to go through hardship, through pain, through suffering. You need to prime your brain to actually kind of find this comfort in discomfort and kind of get used to the pain, suffering, hardship, sacrifice, all of it. Because this is what we're going to need to do eventually when we want to quit those bad habits. You know, this is why you can't quit right now. Because you have not done anything that is really hard for you to do in the past. You have been comfortable, maybe even for your whole life. This is why you can't quit these bad habits. Because that time between you actually doing the habit and you fully quitting the habit is really long. And it's exceptionally hard. But if you actually kind of tell your brain and adapt your brain to these hardships, that time and that hardship will become much easier for you to do. So what we need to do is to expose our bodies and our brain to something that is actually going to iron our discipline, iron our willpower, so we can become quite peaceful when this hardship of bad habits comes unto us. We need to do hard things, and we need to do them consistently. There's many things you can do, and you can find many habits online, but habits are truly subjective. Just because a habit works for me doesn't mean that it's going to work for you, my friend. What feels hard for you? What feels exceptionally difficult, hard, suffering, discomfortable for you? That is what you need to do. And once you kind of outline these things, you need to do them consistently. And oddly enough, continuing these hardship habits, but you need to come in it with a sense of mindset. It is hard now, but it's eventually going to make hardship easier for you. So if you can push through this, I can push through anything. And this is what's going to actually build up the discipline in you to do these good habits consistently. For me, I generally speaking hate being extremely cold and hate being extremely warm. So what I done, I started doing cold showers, ice baths, every single day, every single morning. When I wake up, in the first 5 minutes, I'm in the cold. Then I was really uncomfortable in my body. I didn't like to move, I didn't like to exercise. So I started going to the gym. I started lifting weights. I started doing push-ups, pull-ups, squats, moving my body. That felt discomfortable, that felt hard. I like junk food, but I started eating organic food. Stuff that actually didn't taste as nice, but I knew was good for me. And eventually became a habit. You know, I started reading books. That felt really hard for me, but eventually started doing it. And it has kind of compounded. You need to find something that is hard for you. Those are just examples. So, the whole thing about quitting your bad habits is about simply replacing them with good habits. And the way you're going to do that is to simply click off that emotion button. That is the switch. Just go and press it. Next time you get this urge, forget about it. Do something that is hard. That is going to prime you to actually be able to do and to push through kind of this hardship of quitting bad. Click and watch the video on the center of the screen. It's an amazing video. I think you'll enjoy it. Comment this quick comment down below, and that was pretty much it. Maybe do this again, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful rest of the day, my friends. Peace.